When we last left our portly paladin, domestic terrorist Benjamin Kerensa, we chronicled his escapades as he tried to masquerade as an FBI agent in an attempt to get people swatted. In this installment of The Wrath of Laughing at Liberals, we'll listen to police accountability activist and videographer Mary Eng tell the story of how Ben Kerensa attacked her at a bus shelter out front of the Oregon ACLU office after he attempted to snitch jacket her. Let's start off with her brief take on the July 7th protest, where Kerensa led several other protesters to assault me as I was filming the event, which led to my retreat and subsequent drawing of my firearm to keep his 400-pound body from turning me into a pancake.
And I think I saw from my blue hair footage that he was a part of launching and lurching on Strickland. And I did see the event with Strickland with my own eyes, too. So I've been lurched at and lunged at by Kerensa's aggression.
She goes on to recall the story about his domestic terrorist bomb threats, which she posted about on her blog, Brain Garbage.
So basically, barely knew who Benjamin Kerensa was. Started getting all these emails or texts or Twitter messages or something about him. It appears he had some interesting, strange, bizarre behavior, like having a Navy cruiser evacuated with a fake bomb hoax, or a tech conference in San Francisco area. So he's his weird past, and then it appears he's been a witness for some kind of bomb detonation at a church, which almost starting to make it look like he works for police, or he's some kind of prefab witness. And then he is involved in this Michael Strickland gun pullout thing, and photographer sometimes. So I've never even met him once I'm finding out all this stuff. So I just put something on my blog, piecing together all the different little factual bits, trying to figure out who is he, and is he, because there was some kind of news with the Michael Strickland thing that there was an informer in the midst, or some kind of police employee. So I'm is he it?
So there was a big intake session at the ACLU in October after several protesters were arrested at City Hall when they were taking over the Portland City Council meetings in protest due to the police contract. There's our nimble ninja, Kerensa, right there, trying to fight with police. He was subsequently arrested, but of course, all charges were mysteriously dropped. Mary Eng goes on to talk about what happened at the ACLU.
Somehow I end up sitting by Jesse Spunberg in his neck brace. And when they're doing some you have to go around in a circle and say, "Hi, my name is Mary Eng and I'm not a cop," or whomever you are. And it's really awkward because I'm this whole I am not a cop. I've never been a cop. Jesse Spunberg's just done his I am not a cop routine. I'm doing mine feeling oh my God, this is weirder than Alcoholics Anonymous. This is ACLU. And then we get next over to Benjamin Kerensa. And he's "I'm Benjamin Kerensa, and I don't feel safe unless Mary Eng leaves." And then it's kind of boom, Mary Eng must be a cop. Or the implications. And I'm kind of whoa, that's really lame.
This is called snitch jacketing in activist circles. When one activist tries to make another one out to be a cop or a snitch, the person accused is oftentimes ostracized from the group. Tough guy Kerensa was apparently scared of 5'5" Mary Eng. Now let's cut to after the ACLU meeting, where Eng found herself at the bus stop along with a few other protesters, including our slender sentinel, Benjamin Jacob Kerensa. Here's what happened.
Benjamin suddenly comes out. I'm standing at the bus mall. He comes towards me, and he says, something it's something it's not okay to inform on, or it's not okay to accuse people of something. And I just am going to be hey man, it's cool. I'm sorry I made you uncomfortable. No big deal. It's all good. I wanted to tell him I respect him for his weird paranoia. But at this point, he's so frothing at the mouth. He's obviously massive. I don't know, 400 pounds or something. And he's salivating at the mouth, and his jaw is shaking like this. And he's lunging at me with his whole body weight. To which, compared to him, I feel really small. So I kind of he's coming this way at me. I'm trying to apologize, and then I'm kind of being there, and then he chills out for a second, and then I try to like neutralize him somehow. And then he makes like an aggressive lunge for me, at which point Teresa Rayford and Terra Incognita and Cam, a couple of them are sitting at the bench. I think the girls are. And then Cam, they all just like jump up and kind of like get in front of him. And they're like, no, Benjamin. No, Benjamin. Because like they know me and love me. Like they're not going to let me get beat up by Benjamin Kerensa at the bus mall outside the ACLU, of all weird places to be beaten up. So I email Matt De Los Santos. I'm just like, keep an eye on this guy. He's kind of a live wire. I don't really know if he is who he says he is, whatever.
So to recap the score here, we have a guy with a juvenile criminal record who later made bomb threats to a movie theater, IT convention, and a Navy warship, and then went on to impersonate an FBI agent on multiple occasions to get people swatted, including people at a hospital. He was later seen stalking students at Portland State University, takes creepy pictures of people at the vigil for the Orlando nightclub shooting victims, attacks videographers covering protests, fights with police, and now tries to assault a petite female activist after an ACLU meeting. Coming soon to the wrath of Laughing at Liberals. Is the Bovinus Baron himself the one routinely snitching to police?